Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're diving into something really powerful, a kind of spiritual technology for building an inner fortress, drawn directly from the Quran to help us stand strong in a world that feels, well, pretty chaotic a lot of the time.
So let me just start with a question. Does this sound familiar? You feel scattered, pulled in a million different directions, just totally overwhelmed by the constant noise of modern life?
If that's you, trust me, you are in good company. It's a battle so many of us are fighting. But what if there was a timeless, divinely inspired strategy to not just cope with it, but to actually build a deep, powerful inner resilience? And that brings us to the core idea we're going to unpack today, the concept of consciously forging your own spiritual armor, an inner fortress built with a very specific and very powerful set of tools. So what is this armor made of? Well, it's constructed from 3 incredible chapters of the Quran, known together as the Muawvizeteyn, and that name literally means the protectors. Think of them less as just prayers and more like a complete integrated system for building a truly resilient consciousness. All right, so our journey to build this armor starts where all true strength begins, right at the very core of our being. The first piece we need to forge is the one that protects our heart and grounds us in a real sense of inner peace. And that piece is Surah Al-Ikhlas. This is our spiritual breastplate. It's designed to deal with those internal feelings, feeling fragmented, anxious, or just not enough. And the divine prescription here is to anchor yourself in As-Samad, the self-sufficient, the one who needs nothing but whom everyone and everything else needs. And this right here is a total game changer. It's telling us that wholeness isn't something you have to desperately build from scratch. It's your natural state. It's something you return to the moment you connect to that ultimate, complete, and self-sufficient source. So how do you actually do this? It's about an active, conscious affirmation. It's more than just saying the words. It's an internal recalibration. You're strengthening your spiritual immune system, reminding yourself where your true, unshakable support really comes from. Okay, so the breastplate is on, our core is secure. What's next? Well, now we need to raise our shields because let's be honest, the world can throw some serious stuff our way. And that shield is Surah Al-Falaq. It is purpose-built to counter those fears that come from the outside. Negative energy from other people, envy, or just that nagging feeling in the back of your mind that something bad is going to happen. And the antidote? Turning to the Lord of the daybreak. And I love this because it's so incredibly hopeful. The surah isn't pretending that darkness or evil don't exist. Not at all. It's acknowledging them and then completely reframing reality by saying, yeah, that's real, but the power of the light that splits the darkness open is infinitely more real and more powerful. So here's a really practical thing you can do. Try this visualization. Picture yourself breaking out of any difficulty and into the light, just like a tiny seed pushing its way through dark, heavy soil to reach the sunlight. You're actively aligning yourself with that inevitable triumph of light over darkness. All right, core protected, perimeter secure. Now we turn to the final, and you could say the most important battleground, the vast and sometimes chaotic kingdom of our own mind. This is where Surah An-Nas comes in. This is our helmet. It's the master key to gaining sovereignty over your own thoughts. It specifically targets Waswasa, those sneaky, intrusive whispers of doubt, hopelessness, and fear. And the strategy is a 3-pronged appeal to God as our Lord, our King, and our God. Now, this is one of the most liberating ideas you can ever encounter. Those negative, intrusive whispers, they are not you. And that means you don't have to fight them. You don't have to argue with them. You simply rise above them by turning to the true, rightful king of your mind. So the application here is an act of pure mental liberation. You're basically serving an eviction notice. You declare with full intention that these thoughts are just whispers, and you consciously hand the keys to your inner kingdom back to its rightful sovereign authority. So we have forged the breastplate, we've raised the shield, and we've put on the helmet. Now what? How do we take all this amazing knowledge and turn it into a real, tangible daily ritual? Well, there's this simple, beautiful, and profound 3-step ritual taken right from prophetic practice. First, you just cup your hands ready to receive. Then you recite the 3 chapters in order, each with its own specific intention: core focus, external protection, internal protection. And finally, you breathe it all in and physically wipe your hands over your body, literally sealing that armor in place. You see, when you practice this consistently, it changes you. The goal isn't to become immune to life's challenges. It's about becoming divinely equipped to walk through them with an unshakable confidence and a deep, quiet sense of security. You literally learn to walk through the world as a walking sanctuary. And that really brings us to our final thought for today. This entire framework teaches one fundamental truth, that the one who takes refuge in Allah is never, ever left exposed. So what if our greatest battles aren't won by fighting harder, but by finally finding and turning to the right sanctuary?